Okay, so we have Shannon Doty here, and your daughter Zoe was involved in a golf cart accident and was injured during that. Can you kind of give us an update about how your daughter's doing and how we got to this point?
Right now, just got her out of the ICU Friday over to regular PICU over in Mercy One up in Des Moines. Right now, as it stands, she's has a trach, mainly because some of the swelling on her brainstem is still not allowing her functions in her throat to swallow correctly. She is awake. She is aware of what's going on. She's able to write on a tablet to communicate. So they've been doing a little bit of therapy with her, what she can. Tomorrow morning, she's going to have a surgery to get a feeding tube put in her stomach. And then the plan is for Monday to go to a rehab facility, On With Life, in Ankeny.
All right. So so this happened out at Grandpa's farm, just a simple little golf cart rollover accident, or what should have been.
Yep.
And tragically, Zoe was injured. They life flighted her. Is that correct?
Yes, they life flighted her. They landed the helicopter right out in front of his house on Old 92 by Harvey. The team out there was great. My wife was the first one of the parents to get there. She was working in Oski here at Homestead, and she drove out there. She probably shouldn't have drove out there, but she drove out there, and one of the EMTs actually grabbed her up and knew her, and rushed her in and got her past barricades and everything in there to get to her daughter, which my wife was able to ride in a life flight to Mercy One with her. I, on the other hand, was north of Davenport. Yeah, quite a long ways away.
I was going to say, that's a pretty long, lonely, painful drive, I'm sure, for you.
It was a long drive, but I don't remember it. I had a million things going through my mind, but
I'm sure. So now you and your wife are hoping to, Zoe, navigate this road to recovery, and it's an expensive ordeal, and you and your wife continue to work, I believe. And
well, the wife is off work.
Okay.
I try to work remotely as much as I can. I'm in sales, so I'm able to do a little bit of that and handle my existing customers, but part of sales is growing, so it doesn't get me out there fully. My work has been really gracious with allowing me to work remotely and totally understands everything's going on. With COVID, I was at home for 3 months working remotely, so I was very well trained up and versed on working remotely, so most of my customers said this is a way better reason than COVID not to be here.
Well, I was going to say, and this kind of ordeal is not cheap either. And,
No.
I mean, I've seen lemonade stands in Zoe's benefit. I've seen bake sales. What does that mean for you guys as a family?
I've been dumbfounded on the outreach from people we don't know, never heard of. May have heard from someone that was a friend or acquaintance of ours, and either related in some type of circumstance and wanted to do something to reach out and try to help us. And every day in the hospital, Zoe gets cards. The lady came up there, she says, the mail room's getting tired of getting all your mail and having to shuffle it and get it up to you. But she loves reading those every time we get them in. That's the first thing we got to do. As soon as we get them in her hand, read the cards.
So she's in good spirits, though, considering everything that she's
Yep.
had to do.
Her personality's coming back. That was good to see.
And so those financial donations help you and Mom travel back and forth to eat out. I mean, that gets very expensive. So
Yeah, for the most part, sit there and we eat in the hospital cafeteria. Decent food some days. So, but for traveling a lot, but sit there and every day someone's coming back from. Which right now we're swapping out. For the first 3 weeks, we were there constantly. And if we did leave, one of us left, go home to take care of things or take care of the kids, because we have a 15-month-old and a 15-year-old. So, and both of them aren't handling mom and dad being gone a lot. Family has stepped up a lot and come in from out of town, and the ones that do live locally are helping out best they can, trying to cover where we can't. But yeah, a lot of back and forth and a lot of eating out. Unfortunately, it's not the good type of eating out.
I understand how that goes. So yeah, there's some fundraisers that are going on out there to help you guys, help Zoe, and as you said, that's been very beneficial for you guys as a family to help be able to be there for her. I can look those up if you would like, or do you have some specific?
Well, at Mahaska Drug, just this last weekend did a bake sale, which had a great turnout. They said it was one of the best turnouts they've had from the bake sales they do for kids that usually get injured or whatever. That's usually what they throw them for. Couldn't thank them enough for the amount of effort they put into it, and all the volunteers, the people that volunteered to help and labor, and food donated. You know, they were having troubles keeping up with the food and how much it was going, how fast it was coming out. So we had other bakeries and other local people baking stuff, bringing it in and dropping it off, and they're packaging it up and setting it up. So yeah, it was a good turnout from what they say. As far as I stopped in and dropped my daughter off a few times. My daughter volunteers about every day. She misses her sister right now with COVID. She can't see her.
I was gonna say COVID probably impacts who all can go and help.
It's only the parents who can see them, and she's not able to get like even to the window. We're on on the third floor, so it isn't like you're going to see her from the window very well. But where we're going next, they still kind of strict policies. We can only one of us can be in there at a time. But go ahead.
No, I was going to say, so you guys are taking her to a rehab facility to help her in her next part of her recovery then?
Yes, we'd love to have brought her home. It just, unfortunately, she's not ready or we're not equipped to handle her needs. We're waiting for some swelling that's still going down in her brain to help with some of the motor functions that, we all take for granted. With the trach care and the feeding tube, she can't swallow right now without aspirating her own saliva. So that's due a part with the injury, where the injury was taking place. It affects a lot of your coordination and functions of a lot of your organs that people don't even take for granted every day. Not things you think you can just exercise. It's a lot of the body relearning itself. And so, which from the doctors and neurologists, they say this is something that part of the brain that is rehabable and that we should be optimistic. So I'm holding on to that.
So a lot of good news in the midst of some rough news there.
Yes.
All right. Any last words or thoughts? Some people you'd like to thank or what have you at all?
Oh, I got a huge list that I'll end up probably just giving you.
Okay.
But I know the Knoxville Fire and Rescue and Sheriff Department and the Clay Township, Mercy One Flight, ER, Neuro, the PICU, and the trauma team been great out there to us, accommodate us quite a bit. Again, Mahaska Drug, thank you very much. The Teeter family, their daughter's one of the lemonade stands. One of my daughter's friends, they call her Bones. She set up a lemonade stand too and raised a couple $100, I believe, as well, which, it's great to see. She dropped off a present and sent her a card and everything else, which looks like it was hand wrapped by her, and that made her day. T&M Creations, it's a small boutique clothing. They actually are doing like a percentage of anything they sell in the month or so. It's going towards Zoe. So that was very unexpected, but much welcomed. Tara Welch lives here in town. Good friends, family for years. She helped set up, along with Jessica Smith, the GoFundMe. Got that all set up. So I don't have a clue how to do any of that stuff, and they kind of helped quarterback it for us and get it all set up. And the response from that's been huge as well. Odessa McAfee, Stacy Lamb, middle school, Kim Terpstra, Susan Siegel. Hope I said that right. There's just some of the names. my stepsister Danielle Corbett got these bracelets made up and for them, sent us up from St. Louis, just so they have something for her to send out, show support. There's a T-shirt they got made up. Unfortunately, I went to try mine on and it was too small. But yeah, a lot of support, and it's overwhelming to think how many people are actually out there willing to reach out and help.
Well, we certainly thank you for your time, and when you see Zoe, make sure that she understands that we all wish her well in a speedy recovery.
Well, she knows that there's a ton of people out there praying and wishing her well, and I think even herself is a little dumbfounded on how many people are actually out there thinking of her, and it feels good.
All right, well, we'll let you head for Zoe. Thank you.
All right, thank you.